Hey YouTube, it's 669 here, back once again with another vinyl video. It's been a while. The reason is because I've been moving, so I've been kind of busy with that, and also I've been at the festival. That's why. But yeah, I've got a decent pile of records here. Actually, let me show you the. It's pretty sweet. Got Pulp Fiction, got Drummer Hendrix and Fight Club up there. Also got Mudhoney poster up there to cover up some shit. But yeah, it's still in the process of moving. Here's my stereo actually. Got it for quite cheap. I had to replace the needle, which cost me almost as much as the whole thing did, but it sounds really good. It's made by Fisher. I also got like a tape deck on there and a CD deck as well. So yeah, it's pretty sweet. Can't complain. Anyway, let's get to the vinyls, right? So yeah. First of all, I got a 7-inch. I haven't gotten a 7-inch quite a while, but yeah. And that's Boris with Statement. You might recognize this from the music video it did. With all orange. You like orange a lot. Man, I really wish the original Orange Heavy Rock was in vinyl. I don't know. Please do re-edition of it or something, please. Come on. It's so much better than the purple one, you know. So you got water there with all the orange amps by days with the band. So yeah, if you're not familiar with Boris, they are a noisy kind of experimental rock band, I suppose. They dabble on all sorts of things. Like they do like this, you know, really heavy, like doom influenced. Kind of really noisy garage rock thing, I suppose. Well, not really garage rock, but yeah. You know, and it also has like really some more ambient and experimental tracks and albums as well, so kind of mix it up. Very, very interesting band. Very, very heavy, especially seen them live, which I haven't yet, but you know, hopefully get the chance to do at some point. This 7-inch is mostly focused on the heavier side. Really just like blasting guitars, like higher than anything else. Really, really awesome. So you got Statement on here and Floor Shaker. I got this for quite cheap on Discogs, so definitely worth the purchase. Definitely want to get more Boris stuff. Moving on, spoke of this guy last video, and he's very, very good songwriter, very talented guy, and that's Segall. Here we got Melted. Really, really solid album from Segall. Tons of awesome tracks on here. We got Girlfriend, you got Finger, you got what's the song? My Sunshine, Imaginary Person. Just really awesome, really noisy, catchy garage rock stuff on here. Pretty solid. This is not released by Drag City Records, which is his record company, I believe. This is released by Goner Records. But yeah, great album. Definitely worth checking out if you're into rock and roll and shizzle. Moving on, got more Segall stuff here. This is Goodbye Bread. This is more on the, I guess it's more toned down, I suppose. This is more acoustic stuff here. And definitely not as, you know, fast-paced as a lot of stuff is, but yeah, still really, really great, still catchy, some really solid songs on here. You got Goodbye Bread, You Make the Sun Fry, My Head Explodes, The Floor, some really, really solid tracks on here. Got more Dogs. I think he likes dogs. That's what I get from this cover. Dogs are awesome. But yeah, solid album. I'm actually, you know, his new upcoming album, not The Sleeper, but Sleeper. I wonder if it's gonna sound something like this, you know, because it, you know, judging by the title, it seemed a bit more toned down. We'll see. I definitely dig the cover art on it. If you haven't checked it out, do so. It's really, really kind of psychedelic-ish. But yeah, super cool. Moving on, another Segall record. This is Twins. Comes on a gatefold with some awesome artwork. Back. Sorry about the lighting, by the way. There's not much light here. I got one lamp, and hardly illuminates anything at all. But you know, moved in like a couple of days ago, so far from being done. Anyhow, yeah, this is probably Ty Segall's most famous, or most well-known album. It was featured when he was on David Letterman and Conan. Yeah, so this is kind of a mix. Like there's fast-paced, like really hard tracks on here, like You're a Doctor. But you know, there's also a lot of other like really catchy, kind of happy go-go tracks as well, like Would You Be My Love, Love Fuzz, Hand Glams, The Hill. There's some awesome, really catchy tracks on here. I'd say this is a pretty good starting point for Ty Segall if you haven't had him before. Melted as well, I'd say. Melted or this is definitely a good starting point. And then move on to stuff like Goodbye Bread and Slaughterhouse, which is a bit more, so let's say Slaughterhouse is a bit more noisy than his previous stuff. Anyway, moving on to more rock and roll, and this is probably one of the most rock and roll cover arts I've seen. And the band I just actually hung the poster that I showed you earlier, it's Mudhoney. I actually got the poster from here. I just needed to cover up some holes on the wall, so like, just need something small, so put that up there. Yeah, so yeah, look at this fucking cover. I mean, it's just like, you know exactly what kind of music you'll be getting if you just look at the cover. Like, I wonder what music they're playing, you know? So, yeah, this is gonna, I hate to use the word grunge, but it's kind of grungy, I guess, I don't know. Yeah, but definitely that, you know, early Seattle style grunge, I guess. Definitely more noisy, kind of more garage rock, I guess. I think one of these guys was in Nirvana, bassist for Nirvana, when they did Bleach. Not sure. Maybe, I don't know. But this is actually on Sub Pop Records, which is sweet. And yeah, this is a pretty solid record. This is not, I mean, it's not amazing. Like, there's good songs on here, but nothing too, like, mind-blowing, you know? Even though they were quite early with their style. I mean, so were the Pixies, Dinosaur Jr. I think those bands kind of, you know, did a lot more interesting things than Mudhoney. But, you know, still it's a solid record. Yeah, I think everything here is on black vinyl. But yeah, solid album. And nothing amazing. It's Touch Me I'm Sick is on this album. By the way, it's called I always forget the name. Superfuzz Bigmuff. Yeah, Touch Me I'm Sick is probably their most well-known song. It's a solid album. It's not amazing, but it's good. Moving on to an album my friend actually sent me. So thanks to Liam for this, and that's Babies, Our House on the Hill. They're very catchy, kind of more chill rock music, I suppose. I think this is actually the only album they released, and you got some good catchy tracks on. You got Alligator, Slow Walking, Mess Me Around is a really good song, Get Lost, Moonlight Mile. Some really solid, just really cool artwork here. Just, you know, really catchy, kind of chilled down rock music, I suppose. Actually, Cassie Ramone from the Vivian Girls is on here. I think this was her previous band, so they only made one album. But yeah, check this out for sure, especially if you like the Vivian Girls. Yeah, here we go. You saw this guy on my wall before as well. That's the one and only Mr. Jimi Hendrix. With the Jimi Hendrix Experience. Are you experienced? Yeah, I mean this is an album you have to have in your collection. And there's a lot of like have to have albums I actually have to get. Because I kind of like get into a band and it's like I want to get all these records, and I kind of like miss out on getting all the really, I guess, those classic rock records and all the stuff like you really would need in a vinyl collection. So yeah, but you know, taking it one step at a time. So yeah, I mean, there's not much to say about this. I mean, everyone's familiar with Mr. Jimi Hendrix. Got this rock out face here, rocking out. Not much to say. Great album. Definitely need more records from him, but you get Fox Lady here, Manic Depression, Lover Confusion, Fire. Are You Experienced? Just I Don't Live Today. Some great songs on here. Definitely album worth buying. Please do, if you do have the chance to do so. And some more classic albums, or actually, yeah, at least this one is, that you really would need in a vinyl collection, I suppose, and that's Black Sabbath with Paranoid. Comes in a gatefold. Look at Ozzy's pants. Yeah. I mean, this is also like a record everyone knows, basically. You know, you got War Pigs on here. Come on, War Pigs. You got Iron Man, Paranoid, Electric Funeral, Hand of Doom. Just fucking amazing tracks on here. Definitely get more Sabbath albums as well, because Sabbath were fucking awesome, obviously. Not sure I'm gonna get 13. It was good. Wasn't amazing, but it was good. It definitely did not disappoint, I'd say. You know, because you know, not that I thought it was gonna be like mind blowing or anything, but it was like, I hope they don't fuck up. That's the only thing like I expected from 13. Is like, please don't fuck up, and it didn't. It was a pretty good album. It was a solid, good album. They kind of went back to the roots, very like doomy, slow riffs, long tracks, which was kind of cool. So yeah, I mean, definitely didn't disappoint. Definitely a solid album from Sabbath. Yes, and I mean, we have 3 more records. Trois, and this is, of course, great, if not one of the best punk albums ever made. If you listen to punk, of course, familiar with this. Now, even if you don't listen to punk, you've probably heard or seen this album, and that's Fresh Fruit for Rotten Vegetables by the Dead Kennedys. Yeah, I mean, there's not much to say about this album either. It's amazing. I mean, it's amazing. It's just one of the best punk albums ever made. Got Jill Biafran vocals, of course. Yeah, I mean, this is just great. So many awesome, catchy songs. So many just fantastic. Yeah, definitely worth a purchase for sure. An amazing album. Been playing this a lot actually on the record player. Yes, well, I don't have much to say about that, but listen to that album if you haven't heard it yet. And this is actually an interesting album. I heard about this quite recently, about a couple of months ago, I think. This is a band that actually came before the Ramones and kind of were never really credited, but you know, they kind of were punk before Ramones, I guess. But you know, you shouldn't really credit one band for punk or any. Well, some, you know, because there's always like proto genre bands like that kind of like were like that before, but never really got recognized. Because there's a lot of that. You know, like Black Sabbath may have invented metal, but there were bands that were also heavy before them. They were like more experimental and shit. But yeah, anyway, this is an awesome band in any case, and definitely deserves your attention, and that's Death with For the Whole World to See. There's the band. This is awesome. Just an awesome, great record. Definitely like rock and roll influenced. But there's definitely some songs on here that really sound punky. Like this is like definitely an early stage, punk band basically. And this came out in 1975. Definitely deserves your attention. If you like punk, you owe it to yourself to listen to this because it's great. You know. So it's not only like, oh, just listen to it because they invented it first or whatever, but it's a really solid album. Comes in regular black vinyl. And yeah, I mean, that's not much more to say. I mean, They have slow songs on here as well. You know, they're definitely kind of rock and roll inspired, for sure. Because, you know, this is before, you know, there was anything called punks or whatever. Yeah, and there's awesome songs here. Rock and Roll Victim, You're a Prisoner Freaking Out. Where do we go from here? Solid album. I think they're from Detroit, actually. Or Chicago. It says Chicago here. No, they're from Detroit. Yeah, definitely check this out if you haven't heard this band before, because it's pretty fucking awesome. And we got me, I'm one person. I got one more album to show you, and this is more on the toned down, chill out, mellow side of things. That's Chelsea Wolfe with what's it called? Unknown Rooms, a collection of acoustic songs. Chelsea Wolfe is, I don't want to say folk artist because she's definitely more than that. But you know, it's based on in that realm, I suppose. It's way more eerie and I wouldn't say creepy, but it's definitely something else. It's definitely something more darker than, you know, the folk music is usually not dark, but this is very, very interesting for sure. This is her second album. Her first album got quite a lot of attention, but this is a really good album as well. Very, very chilled out, very, very eerie, atmospheric music. She has a very, very great voice. There's Miss Chelsea. Yeah, this if you're you know interested in something more mellow, something more atmospheric and interesting, in terms of, you know, just regular, you know, guitar, acoustic guitar and sing basically. And there's some violins on here as well, I think. If you're interested in that sort of thing, give it a listen. It's pretty really good. You know, if you just wanna relax, you wanna have a bad day or something, you just wanna put this on, just like float away or something. I don't know. In any case, I'm glad right now. This is a solid album. I would recommend to check out her first album as well. I did enjoy this more. Most people enjoy her first album more. I think her first album is more experimental. There's definitely a lot more noise, a lot more reverb on it. The intro track, where she like screams and shit. Some stuff on here is actually kind of black metal inspired, which is interesting. At least like atmospheric black metal like Burzum and stuff. I believe she has done a Burzum cover actually. I think so at least. But yeah, it's definitely interesting. I'll say that. I did enjoy this album more. I think the songs were better written. Even though the first one is more experimental, which I'm all for because I love experimental stuff. Ooh, I'm blabbering. Sorry about that. But I still definitely recommend checking this out. I'd say start with this and then move on with the first album, but that's just my opinion. Anywho, that's all I had for you today, and thanks for watching.